Hi, hello. Um, um, Welcome. It's so good to be sharing with you once again some of my experiences, and I want to share with you the after effects and the relearning of what I discussed about itchy skin therapy. Now, for those who don't know, there is a video on that are already put out on in the video section, so you can check it. Remedy for itchy skin and all of that. So I I kind of observed something this it's evening where I'm at, and as at the time I'm doing this video. So so there is something I observed that is like a learning process for me, or affirms the proper way of using the itchy skin therapy. Now, I remember I said in that video that when I used it, that the heat I usually feel, the uncomfortable heat I usually feel underneath my skin, like somebody having a fever, is like a restless kind of uncomfortable kind of heat, like like just I don't know, maybe something akin or similar to having a fever, but not so high fever, just like a mellow kind of consistent heat like that, that it's only when you break into sweat that you feel better. And I did say that, when I use this therapy, the what is it called now? The body heat kind of came down, despite the fact that it was warm water that is being used for this particular therapy. So today, um, I was washing out that is how see, there's the thing. A lot of times, sometimes you make some discoveries based on, just some things you do. You don't just, sometimes you don't just sit down and just decide, I want to add this to this one and do it this way and get this result. Sometimes you just discover some things by chance, so to speak, coincidence, you know. So I wanted to wash out the a little keg that I use to buy palm oil, because palm oil is usually what we use to cook at home here. That is like the what is easily accessible when it comes to natural oil, naturally processed or naturally extracted oil, the one that is easily accessible, that is plenty, is everywhere. You understand? It is indigenously ours where I live, and it's been around for centuries. So it's part of, like, there is no recipe, no indigenous recipe in Nigeria that does not call for palm oil, because it's just it's been part of our life since for centuries, like I said. So it's not something we import from anywhere else. It is ours, right? And if you're following natural health journals, articles, tips, you'll hear that it's best that you use things that are, you know, indigenous to the area where you live, rather than using stuff that are, imported. I mean, if you really, really need them, maybe they have some things in them that you need. That's another different issue. But on a regular basis, you should find something in your environment. But you'll find something eventually. So, anyways, that's just an aside. So I was trying to clean out this bottle, you know. Um, I was trying to clean it out and wash it. So, and I didn't want to put in soap, because when I'm using things that I put, what is it called? Something like oil in, and it's a bottle that my hands can't get in. Like, it's a bottle like this. Yeah. Actually, it is this color and this top. Because this one contains water. So something I can't see the inside that has crevices and everything. You now put soap in it. A soap, I mean, you always have doubts that maybe there is a soap locking, there is a tiny particle of soap, hanging around in one of the corners of the bottle. And that can make you feel like, a bit unsafe, and that can even cause some trouble. So when it comes to what I used to wash things like that my hands can't reach, I can't look into it and really look at it, it's not transparent, I'm kind of careful. So I had to take baking soda, right? Yes, that is, technically speaking, baking soda is more expensive than soap, but I don't care about the expense. I care about, making sure I'm safe, right? And my family is safe. So I got baking soda, I put it in the bottle, quite like maybe about maybe a teaspoon or half a teaspoon thereabout. I didn't measure it, I'm just gauging. So I just poured in some water with some warm water. I made warm water solution. I just poured warm water into the bottle and I shook, 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 shook. I shook, I put it upside down so that it would, whatever is solids that are locking at the mouth can melt into it. I did all of that. But of course, I always find ways to make sure I don't throw away things. That's how I was raised. Like, don't waste, because there are people that do not have. Do not waste, do not throw away is an insult to those who do not have. It's like you're asking for their condition. So you know how not to waste, right? So don't waste. That's how I was raised. So I always look for how to do things how to use even things that are supposed to be thrown away. So something has to be waste, 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 waste times something before I throw it away. Do you understand? So and I just saved the water, the last rinsing of the rice I was cooking. So I just saved it somewhere to use for my bath later in that later today. And then I shook it, poured it, and it cleaned it instantly. You understand? The cleaning was just almost instant. So I poured it in the rice water. I did the solution, I did the baking soda warm water and shook again, poured it into the small basin that I had my rice water. I'm sorry I'm taking your time, but I can assure you it will be worth it for you, especially if you are having body itching, despite the fact that you take your bath every day. Some of you even take your bath twice a day. I mean, many of us do. As a matter of fact, take our bath twice a day, right? And then it's like the more you bathe, the more your body itches. So you need this, or you're having this internal heat. So please listen up. I can assure you it will be worth it. So I shook the bottle, I poured it in. I'm just telling you how I discovered this. So I poured it in and it blended. That's what I noticed. Like the before, like since every time I try to mix it in my bucket of water, the oil is on one side and it's not blended. The oil doesn't blend with the water. But when I did it this way, it blended well. You understand? So with the oil not blending with the water, my body is having a mixed reaction to it. Yes, it's better than just using water. I'm not itching, okay, and the body heat has reduced, but it wasn't as it was the first time I tried it. And I'm like, what am I doing? This thing is not didn't stop working. I'm not getting the formula correctly. So I shook it in, and it blended. Like the water it looked yellowish because palm oil is reddish. So the water looked yellowish, it blended and everything. So when I was going to, when I now used it to have my bath, the feeling was amazing. It was like therapy. Like, like it, like my skin cleaned well, Sorry, I'm just hearing something somewhere and I was wondering what that was. So my skin cleaned well, and my body temperature is kind of normal. Like it's just cool. I feel cool. I don't feel hot. Like the sweat is, if my body feels hot, the sweat comes through rather than gets trapped in. So, and my skin feels smooth and moisturized. Like it felt like that first time that I used applied this therapy like a year or so ago. Wow, how time flies, right? So this is like a, I don't know, a review of what I had tried the first time that time, or 1 year later, my observation. I don't know what I'm going to title this, but so yeah, that's just it. I felt different, I felt better, and I realized that okay, I have to make sure that the oil, so whatever oil you use, is not compulsory you use palm oil, like I said in the first video. You can use, you know, you can use any, as long as the oil is organic, right? That's very important. I mean, just watch the video. I already gave the details, but make sure that the oil is not separate from the water. It blends with the baking soda and the warm water. So what I think I'm going to try is that I'm going to get, because I can't use plastic obviously, because I don't want all the pathogens or whatever it is it's called, those poisonous things that unleash from plastic when it's in contact with heat. I don't want them mixing with what I'm going to use on my body. Do you understand? So what I think I'm going to do, or what I would advise that you do, is probably get a stainless um flax to do that. A stainless flax you can wash out. So that's what I plan on using. um I mean, you can use stainless, you can use copper, flax, or something. So you just add your oil. So that's what I plan to do. I've just been thinking I can't use bottle because that is like risky. It could break. I can't even, although I can think of a few bottles I could use. Considering it's warm water, not hot. So it's not going to break per se, right? So you could use a bottle, but be careful. Make sure the water is warm and not hot, right? So, and you can use a stainless flask or stainless bottle if there is anything like a stainless bottle. So I plan on using a stainless bottle. Like I haven't been able to use it because it's not as, it doesn't keep the hotness of water as it used to. So see, I don't throw away things. Some people, if something does not is not useful for them at the moment, they just throw it away. It's somewhere in the house gathering dust. But guess what? If I need it for something, all I have to do is wash off the dust and use it. Finish. And that's what I plan on doing. I'm going to get that flax. I've not been able to use it because it's not warming anything anymore. And just, that's the job it's going to be doing right now. I don't have to look for something else. Understand? I have a choice between using a bottle and that. And that's because I don't throw things away. I'm what some people might call a hoarder. But you know what? I don't have to buy things again since I already have them. So I can buy something different, something new that I don't have, rather than have to buy something I had but I tossed it out, you get. So now I just have to add my oil, add the, what is it called now? The, you know, the baking soda, the warm water, and shake, make sure it mixes well before I add it to my bath water. You know, So yeah, that's just what I thought I should share with you. And I hope this helps, right? We learn every day. There's always more and more to these things. And we learn more, we grow. And well, all right then. Guard your hearts with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. Um, what else do I want to say now? I want to say, they that know their God, they shall be strong and they shall do exploits. So know your God so that you would be strong and you could do exploits, right? And remember, God loves you. He sent his son Jesus Christ to die for you, that you might be saved, so that you can have a better relationship with your creator, with your maker, right? Don't turn your back on God. God is waiting for you to take the first step. And if you draw close to God, he will draw closer to you. All right, give it a try today and try and read one verse in the Bible today as well and think about it. What do you stand to lose? Is a book, after all. I mean, I see it as more than a book, but if you read it, maybe you understand. All right, till next time, shalom.